think Jill's still at her osteo appointment. The kids have all been hanging out with one of the cousins is over, so they're over at G and Paws and hanging out with aunties and things like that. I didn't want to make them help me plant right now just because there's cousins over and they were having a really good time. And Adam was over, and so I totally forgot he was going to be coming hanging out till he could go over to my parents later today. He lives on his own in just the next town over, and so we don't always get a chance to talk. And no, it was good. It was good. That was nice just to hear what's going on with him and catch up, because it's been a while since I've done that. He got to kind of just talk while I was planting and cleaning and all those kinds of things. So that was nice to have some company that way and just hear what was going on with him. But I forgot he was coming. I have cleaned up the mess from last week that didn't get cleaned up, washed the dishes, planted new trays. We are doing 3 trays of broccoli this week, which it's a little bit tricky when essentially you're running a little farm. So you're always planting in the hopes of what will be ready and where the market will be when it's ready. Now it's only a week out, so it's way easier to predict, but we've been doing 2 trays of broccoli for the last month because we've realized it's kind of the bottleneck. And as soon as somebody starts buying individual packs of broccoli, suddenly selling 1 pack of broccoli takes away our ability to do 4 of the samplers. So we've been doing the 2 trays because we thought, okay, people might start buying, people might start asking for broccoli packs. Occasionally somebody has sell. So we are doing 3 now, even though we haven't used up all of our product from last week, because we're running ads, and we're hoping that, and we're trusting that we are going to start picking up customers. And so we don't want to run out. That should give us capacity to do like 30 sampler trays if we wanted. Got the planting out of the way anyway, and the cleaning up. Everything's good in here. So having Adam come was actually kind of nice. It was actually kind of a pick-me-up because this weekend has been a little bit hard. On Sunday, there was a prayer request shared about just some things happening with the family, and it's hard for me not to take it hard. It's been really, I don't want to overblow it or make it sound like it's this crazy thing. It's just, it's hard for me. It's kind of a personal thing, and so it's just been a lot of processing and just very emotional. I didn't sleep well last night for numerous factors. A lot of people didn't sleep well last night because the temperature just changed dramatically. We had a snowstorm come in overnight. It was beautiful yesterday. Today's cold. We spent a good chunk of yesterday searching through our bedroom to make sure there wasn't a mouse in our bedroom. We could hear him in our walls. We could hear him on our ceiling. And at one point we thought we heard him on the floor. And so it's just, we haven't caught him yet. And with the combination of that and this other thing going on, it just been a lot to wrestle through and a lot to work through. So that's still very fresh, still very much working through that. It just feels like we've had a lot of relational things happening in our life, things to work through in the last 6 months, a year, just a lot, like stacked on top of each other, one after another. You keep thinking, okay, we're about out of it. We're finally going to get some margin. We're finally going to make some progress. Things are finally going to start working. And then it just feels like you just get kicked while you're down. You're about to get up and you just get kicked down again. And it's hard because a lot of the things feel like they're falling apart because we haven't had time and we haven't had margin. And we haven't, right? We've like our priorities, I don't think, have been off in the sense that like we've been focusing on what matters most first, but we haven't had the ability or the wisdom to be there for other people like we want to. And then you see things happening and it's hard just not to feel like you're failing, right? And Jill's at an osteo appointment because she's had shingles, and it's almost 6 months ago and still working on it. So we're just wondering, is she ever going to recover? And are we ever going to get over the hump and be able to be the people we want to be? How do we balance all this? It's just this frustration, just one thing after another. You feel like you just can't. Yeah, it's been a lot. So having Adam come and just talk and having a good positive bit of relationships going on, that was nice. That was encouraging. So after lunch, we will be checking on our ads for the first time in 2 days, 2.5 days. I like to launch ads on weekends because it's really hard not to be checking every 5 minutes. Oh, is anybody, how many are they running? How many people have been looking at them? Have people been clicking? Are there any purchases? And it's not hard to just like really get distracted by them. So a weekend is nice because you can set them and then you go and do something else. And it's just a little easier not to be constantly keeping on top of it. I can't say that I haven't, peaked here and there, but I've done a lot less than if it was running while I was working. So I'm curious to see, is the first go working? And that's even maybe a little optimistic to have nailed it right out of the gate. But I'm hopeful that we at least have some indicators of where we can go with things from here. All right, so I'm gonna go see if Jill's back and go see what the kids are doing. And then we will, next time I talk to you, I think we'll be checking in on those ads. And we still got lots of product in the cooler. Oh, right. And I forgot to mention also, tonight we have a big meeting happening in our old sanctuary here. So we still got lots of product there, but that's good because we will be selling that product tonight. People that are coming to the event are a very good fit for people who would be interested in our product. So we will be hopefully making some sales tonight. Maybe even clear out that fridge. That would be okay. That would be more than okay. That'd be so exciting. So that's happening tonight. That's at the end of the day. Lots of things going on. Oh yeah, and apparently, this other stuff, more emotional stuff, it weighs heavy on your head, and then you I've totally lost track and perspective on what we're doing today. So the other thing, the actual bulk of what we're doing today, because we can't really work on the ads right now. Anyway, they're running. We need to give them some time. I want to check them today, but Caden and Leland have birthdays about the similar time of year, so we like to pair our kids' birthdays up, and we're having a birthday party for them in 2 weeks, and as part of the present for the boys, we're actually doing something for all the kids, and we're going to be building a fort in a closet. And so the next 2 weeks, I want to have a decent bit of time to be building this fort, doing it with the kids, trying to involve them as much as I can. And so today, we will be beginning on that. So that's also happening today. That's really actually the main thing happening today, other than planting. So if you can't tell, just feeling a little scatterbrained today. But we'll get there. We'll get some stuff done, and we'll redeem the day. It'll be good. First time doing a 3-pack sampler. I was trying to figure out how much weight of each to put in. ChatGPT gave me bad math, completely way off bad math. I think 4 or 5 times before I just finally had to do the math myself, because we actually have the ratios of how much it costs per gram for each one down. So it should be a fairly simple math equation, but it kept coming up with way wrong. So a little bit trickier than I expected, but there we go. First 3-pack. It's all about those little wins. Okay, time to check the ad campaign to see how it's doing. First thing is that I see no new orders. So that's too bad. All right, we have spent $12. We have got 784 impressions. Click-through rate, 5%. That's not bad. Okay, how many of your groceries travel more than 3,000 kilometers to reach your table? So that one seems to be the winning one so far. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit longer. My daily ad spend is really low, just as I kind of feel things out. I don't want to blow all our budget too fast, so I kind of want it to operate in slow motion, just so I can kind of keep on top of it. So we're spending $1.50 a day in each ad group, so that's a total of $4.50 a day, which is pretty low. The spammers, though, found me as soon as I turned on the ads. We've had a couple dozen spam accounts all telling me that my account is suspended and it's going to be shut down, and click this sketchy link and we'll fix it for you. So one of the tricks that I learned a little while back is to actually just restrict your page to only be visible in countries you're actually selling in. And so I've gone and basically done that, and that tends to get rid of most of the spam. It just eliminates how many spammers actually have access to your page, can actually see that you're doing anything. So we'll do that, see if that improves things on our end, and let it sit for a bit. So I won't lie, having some sales after the weekend would have been a bit of a pick-me-up, but it's not entirely realistic to expect that you're just going to knock it out of the park first time, every time. So having to adjust and tweak, it can take a while. And it's one of the things we would tell clients when we were setting up campaigns for them in the past, is that it can take a month or more to just figure out where the audience is and start to get that down right. And usually you're going to lose money during that period of time, and then you're going to figure it out, and then you're going to slowly begin to figure out how to build on that and scale that until it's super profitable, maybe 3 months in. Now we're hoping to do that way faster than that. I think we can, but would have been nice. Would have been nice to wake up and have a bunch of orders. And another bit of the drama in all this is that I just checked my mousetrap up there, and it is licked clean again. Not trapped, not tripped, just licked clean. Oh, that mouse. I wish we could catch him. So the day is kind of getting away from us, and kind of doing what Mondays tend to do to us. We just tend to be super ambitious. We're going to be excited to get into it, and then something happens and we overdo it, or something comes up. So I don't think I'm going to get lumber today. I was hoping I could get lumber today, but hopefully I can figure out what I'm doing and figure out how many pieces of wood I need, all that kind of stuff, so I can pick it up relatively early tomorrow. So this is the kids' nook. When we built this, here, I'm going to back up a little bit more. So we got a video on YouTube you can go watch where we transformed this room from a dingy old church basement into what you see here, minus the mess. Okay, that's not a very good advertisement. That's not a selling point. Let's anyway. So when we built this desk here with cabinets, and we have the island in our kitchen is actually from here. This is where it's supposed to go. At some point I will build a better, more real island for our kitchen, but right now it's in our kitchen. But it would roll underneath there, and that side was our gear closet, and it's just full of gear at the moment. And this side was originally going to be another gear closet. I built these doors wide enough that I could roll in and out soft boxes, was the idea. But before we were even done, we said, hey, this would be a fun kids' nook, a little fort, a play place for the kids. And part of that was there's hot water piping goes underneath the floor there. So we built a bench so that we could get at some of the water shutoffs and things, and that bench lid opens up. So that became a place the kids could sit on and read books. And originally we were just going to leave it like that. We were going to paint it, put some cushions on there, call it good. Over the years, I started to develop this idea that this would be way cooler if it was actually like a fort, and we actually put a second floor in there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a second floor right about this height here. We will have that second floor up there, this little hideout for them to hang out in. We will build a set of stairs that go from kind of the edge of this bench right here and come up to that second floor mezzanine, something that the kids can go up and down on. But if they slip, they'll get hurt, but they're not going to fall the whole way. It'll be a lot safer. And as an adult, I could crawl up there and get them out if they're crying or need help or some drama happens or something. We got these old cool frosted windows from the old church building here. But beside that, we got a little bit of wall here, and there's actually a cavity in behind this section of wall. And so what I would love to do is I would love to take this piece of drywall off and then bump that back about 1.5 feet and create kind of a little passageway that they could climb up onto that second floor through, but then cover up this bottom bit with bookcase will slide out of the way, and they'll be able to go up this secret passageway up to the top or back down, whichever they want to do. So that should be all super crazy fun. This will kind of occupy us for the next few weeks while the advertising and marketing shapes up. that's what I'm going to do next, is just kind of sketch that out, figure out what I need, measure that out, see what I need for lumber, those kinds of things. Make a plan so we can get at it bright and early, relatively bright and early. Nothing ever happens too bright and early in this household at the moment, but bright and early-ish tomorrow morning. So I got everything kind of written out here. So now I just need to do some figuring. Okay, I think that I've got it figured. It's actually not too crazy amount of wood that we need. Hopefully that keeps the budget down, but we are going to need a few pieces of plywood, I think, and that'll probably be the big budget item in here. And then hopefully we can get this all built this week, and then we could do the drywall, mudding, painting, and things next week. Seems pretty reasonable. We'll find out. I think I hear people coming in upstairs. Jill's been busy cleaning up the entryway here, so it's not just such a disaster, but might be getting close to starting up there. I don't know. You go check the time.